Is that better?
Yeah, it'll keep
One of the problems is I've been doing so many of these.
I'm old.
Well, I've been doing so many of these lately that my voice is like turning up, which is really bad if you're on the radio a lot. So, but I'll try to keep it up for you. I don't like these things. I don't like standing behind these and giving me a big, long, boring speech because I have to listen to too many big, long, boring speeches professionally. So I would rather just throw some ideas out and have kind of a dialogue with you folks about what you think took place here. Now, I will tell you this. If there is any person, any man or woman who comes to you and says, I know exactly why Donald Trump won the presidency, this person is a liar. This person is just not telling you the truth. Because there are so many reasons, and it's hard to put them all together. I tend to look at things from an Ohio perspective, because Ohio is and has been for well over 100 years a bellwether state, or the bellwether state, in fact. The state that has had the best record of choosing the winning candidate in a presidential election. But not only that, but being the closest to the margin of victory nationally in the popular vote. So that kind of makes us the bellwether. And a good friend of mine, whose name is Kyle Condick, he's an analyst, a political analyst at the University of Virginia's Center for Politics. He works for Larry Sabato, who publishes Sabato's Crystal Ball, which is something that comes out every Thursday, and everybody in politics reads this. You know, it's full of all kinds of information. Anyway, Kyle wrote a book called, that he published earlier this year, called The Bellwether: Why Ohio Tends to Pick the President. And, you know, we've been right on the presidential pick like 28 out of the last 30 elections. And we were right again. But now you have to start questioning whether or not we're the bellwether, because the margin in Ohio was so much larger than the national vote. I mean, Hillary Clinton has apparently won the national popular vote by at least a percentage point. You know, Trump did, 4 or 5 percentage points better than that. And so we clearly cannot call ourselves a bellwether state. Can we call ourselves a blue state anymore? I don't know. I don't think so. You have to look at what happened in this election, and you have to wonder. And look back at the last couple of statewide elections in Ohio, where the Democrats have just been run into the ground and not been able to win statewide offices. You have to wonder whether or not this state is becoming more Republican all the time. I made some notes because another friend of mine, a guy named Mike Dawson, created a website called OhioElectionResults.com. And if you want to know anything about numbers in Ohio elections, all the way back to 1803, he has compiled it. He's amazing. I mean, he's compiled them. It's a searchable database. And I highly recommend it if you're really interested in learning about Ohio election history. But Mike came up with some numbers which are just astounding. I want you to listen to this and tell me if you believe this. In Ohio, on Tuesday, November 8th, Trump managed to carry male voters by 12 percentage points nationally, okay? That was his advantage, 12 percentage points among male voters. In Ohio, it was 21%. Okay. And this one just blew my mind. Trump managed to win union households in Ohio by 12 percentage points, which was better than he did with non-union households in Ohio. In other words, he was stronger with union households than he was with non-union households. And I kind of got a feeling for this on Labor Day when I went out to the picnic, the AFL-CIO picnic, the big Labor Day thing that they have, which is one of the biggest in the country. And they had Bill Clinton come out to try to whip up the crowd for Hillary Clinton. And there were thousands and thousands of people there. And I went around talking, you know, from one union local to the next and talking to people. And I can't tell you how many of them I ran into and said, I don't know. I kind of like what this guy Trump is saying. You know, he's talking about jobs. Jobs have been flying out of this state. I was talking to people like steel workers, iron workers, auto workers, and they were not happy. And they were thinking at that point, a lot of these people I talked to, about ignoring their union leadership and casting a ballot for Donald Trump. And I guarantee you a lot of them did. And, you know, that explains to a large extent why Donald Trump won. It's not the only factor. You look at Southeast Ohio, you look at the most economically distressed areas of the state. One of them would be Southeast Ohio. Chronic unemployment. Its industries, you know, what like the coal industry disappeared. You go up into eastern Ohio, into the Mahoning Valley, the steel industry, which has disappeared. You go to those places and they've suffered very much economically. And they hear this message from Donald Trump about, I'll take on China, I'll take on anybody, I'll fix this. Donald Trump, will fix this. Didn't explain how. Never explained how. But all they wanted to hear was somebody, you know, with a strong voice who would come up to them and say, look, I'm going to make this better. I'm going to make this better for you. And that was a very bad mistake by the Clinton campaign, is that they didn't talk to these people. They didn't talk to these people and say, look, here's what we can do to create jobs and create opportunities in this country. I mean, they talked, you know, they had a very good message about, you know, stronger together, you know, trying to work on problems with, you know, across the aisle. That's fine. But these people wanted to hear about, okay, these people looked at themselves and said, we're falling behind in this economy. You know, we've been left behind. What are you going to do for us? And there really wasn't much coming out of the Clinton campaign to convince them that Hillary Clinton had a plan. Somebody argue with me, please. Yes. Go ahead.
Is it okay that I jump into this conversation?
Oh yeah, sure.
Finish your talk and then ask questions?
Oh no, go, yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I encourage it. I don't want to stand there and talk to you. Yeah.
I'm a new citizen. This is my first time to vote.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was very traumatic, of course.
Yeah.
So, this point, I was thinking about this over and over again. So the conversation with the blue-collar working class union workers and all that, the Democratic Party was kind of talking about the transformation of industries and how those jobs Trump thought were lost to trading with China or globalization. I thought Trump lied to this group of people because those jobs are not coming back, ever.
He did lie to you.
Right. So my question is, with the technology advancement, automation happening everywhere,
Right.
how can Democrats explain to this group of people that your jobs are no longer here and you needed to either change profession, get educated again, or maybe your jobs at some point will be gone forever. You will not be employed. It's a very, very hard conversation.
It's hard, that's right.
And the second point is, I thought Hillary had a difficult time connecting with this group of people because she's a woman. And she did send her male surrogates sometimes to Michigan and Pennsylvania to talk to these people. But she wasn't there having a strong conversation with this group of people, providing some kind of solution to this problem. So, thinking back, I don't know how she could have, or her campaign could address this question better.
You make some excellent points. In fact, you should get up here and do that. No, you make some really very good points because that's exactly what happened. And when you said it's hard, it is hard. It's easy to do what Donald Trump said. It's easy to stand up and say, I'll fix it. I know how to fix things. I'm fixing it. And people, want to believe in something, but to explain a situation, to say the former steel workers up in Youngstown who are still struggling to find new jobs and better jobs, to explain to them those jobs aren't coming back. Those jobs are gone, they're gone forever.